OpenAI just dropped a bombshell. GPT-5.4 is here. They're calling it their most efficient model ever, designed for professional users. This isn't just another update, it's a game changer. Think streamlined workflows. Think radically enhanced productivity. We're talking about a tool that could redefine how entire industries operate. Imagine cutting down hours of tedious work into minutes. This model boasts efficiency improvements that are mind-blowing. Automated report generation, coding without the headaches. Yes, please. It sounds like a dream come true. But hold on, what's the catch? While this AI marvel promises to supercharge productivity, it raises some serious questions. As businesses scramble to adopt this technology, are we ready for the implications? Over-reliance on these advanced tools in critical sectors could have unintended consequences. What happens when we let AI take the reins? And let's not forget, governments are scrambling to keep up. Regulatory frameworks are being pushed forward as we speak. Why? Because the pace of AI innovation is outstripping our ability to manage it responsibly. This isn't just about updates and efficiencies. It's about the very fabric of our workforce being transformed, and maybe not for the better. So here's the kicker. Are we truly prepared for a future where AI calls the shots? Or will we find ourselves in a world where human skills dwindle in the shadow of these powerful models? Imagine this. AI agents that automate complex workflows with surgical precision. Sounds like science fiction? It's not. It's happening right now. These intelligent systems are stepping into the fray, promising to reduce human error. Companies are scrambling to integrate these bad boys. Why? Because the potential for operational efficiency is through the roof. According to TechCrunch, businesses that adopt these agents can expect a seismic shift in productivity. Think about it. No more tedious tasks bogging teams down, just seamless execution of processes. But let's hit the brakes for a moment. What does this mean for jobs? As companies race to implement these tools, the question looms larger. Are we paving the way for massive job displacement? The World Economic Forum recently projected that 85 million jobs could be displaced by 2025 due to automation. That's a staggering number, and while efficiency is great, we must ask, who's left standing when the dust settles? In the tech space, the narrative is shifting drastically. Developers are heralding new AI tools that promise to cut coding time in half. Sure, that's a win for speed and innovation, but what about the traditional coding skills that have been the backbone of software development? Are we risking a future where fewer people can actually write code? And as this efficiency revolution unfolds, governments are starting to take notice. They're pushing for regulations to ensure ethical use of these technologies. But let's be real, regulation often lags behind innovation. So while we celebrate these advancements, we must also consider their societal impact. The stakes are higher than ever. Are we rushing headlong into an era where the tools designed to help us might also render us obsolete? The answer might change everything. Hold on tight, because the regulatory bodies are waking up. Governments are scrambling to wrap their heads around AI's exponential growth. Just last week, several nations began proposing new frameworks to ensure ethical use and accountability. Why? Because it's not just about the tech anymore. It's about the very fabric of our society. Take the European Union. They're pushing for an AI Act that aims to classify AI systems by risk levels, with strict requirements for high-risk applications. No longer can companies run wild. This is about setting boundaries in an age where AI is rewriting the rules. As EU Commissioner Margrethe Vestager said, we cannot let innovation come at the expense of our values. Powerful words, right? But here's the kicker. The speed of AI evolution is far outpacing regulation. According to reports, by 2025, over 50% of large companies will be relying on AI for critical decisions. That's a staggering amount of trust. And yet, what do we really know about the biases these models might carry, or the security vulnerabilities they could introduce? These aren't just tech dilemmas, they're societal time bombs waiting to explode. Yet, amidst this urgency, there's a counter-narrative. Some argue that stricter regulations could stifle innovation, making it harder for startups to compete. That's a valid concern, but is it worth the risk of having unregulated AI making life-altering decisions? Where do we draw the line? So as we stand on this precipice, the question looms larger. Are we ready to face the implications of this AI revolution? As governments fight to catch up, the stakes have never been higher. And while we ponder that, what will happen to the very industries relying on this technology? Developers, listen up. The announcement of OpenAI's GPT-5.4 is sending shockwaves through the coding community. New AI tools are emerging, promising to transform how you write code. We're talking about slashing development time and enhancing software quality, all while making complex tasks a breeze. Sounds like a dream, right? But wait, here's the kicker. Are we witnessing the slow demise of traditional coding skills? As AI takes over the heavy lifting, what happens to the craft of coding itself? Can you truly call yourself a developer if the AI is writing the code for you? Here's what the data shows. A recent Wired article highlighted how these new AI tools are enabling developers to generate code snippets faster than ever before. We're seeing a shift where coding becomes more about managing and directing AI rather than writing line after line yourself. This could lead to a generation of developers who are more like project managers than skilled coders. And let's not ignore the looming question: what happens when the AI hits a snag? If you can't troubleshoot or understand the foundational logic of your own code, you're left vulnerable. It's a two-edged sword, greater efficiency on one side, but potentially dangerous skill erosion on the other. So here's the million-dollar question. As we race toward a future where AI handles the nitty-gritty, will the next wave of developers be equipped to take over when the machine falters? Or will they find themselves lost in a code that they barely understand? The stakes are high, and the implications reach beyond just the developers. Businesses, industries, and even economies hang in the balance. What happens when reliance on AI becomes the norm? Now, let's talk about the planet. Researchers are getting serious about using AI to tackle climate change. We're talking about optimizing energy use, predicting environmental impacts, even saving endangered ecosystems. Sounds like a win-win, right? But hold on. Are we really solving the problem, or are we just trading one issue for another? Here's the kicker. The energy consumption of AI models themselves is massive. A study published in Nature highlighted that training a single large model could produce as much carbon as 5 cars over their lifetime. That's not just a footnote. It's a wake-up call. In the race to harness AI for climate solutions, we must confront the environmental cost of the technology we're using. And it's not just about carbon emissions. The material used in data centers, the water consumed for cooling, these factors matter. As we push AI's capabilities further, we need to ask, are we creating a sustainable future, or merely prolonging the issues we're trying to solve? Take the emerging AI agents aiming to enhance efficiency across industries. They promise to streamline everything, except the fact that they require enormous computational power. So, are we optimizing our workflows while ignoring the ecological footprint? This isn't just tech talk. It's a global dilemma. Governments are scrambling to regulate AI, but can legislation keep pace with these rapid advancements? As we lean on AI to combat climate change, we must ensure we're not creating a new environmental crisis in the process. So what happens if we ignore these costs? We risk trading a sustainable future for convenience. The stakes couldn't be higher. Are we ready to confront the double-edged sword that is AI? Stay tuned, because the answers might change everything. OpenAI just dropped GPT-5.4, a game changer for professionals. Efficiency is the name of the game, but here's the kicker. As we rush to embrace these advanced tools, what is lurking in the shadows? Let's talk about over-reliance. Picture this: critical sectors like healthcare, finance, and even climate science, depending heavily on AI to make life and death decisions. Sure, AI can analyze data faster than any human. It can spot trends and anomalies at lightning speed. But can we trust it blindly? The stakes are monumental. One miscalculation, one flawed model, and the impact could ripple across industries. Governments are catching on. They're drafting regulations, trying to keep pace with technology that's evolving faster than legislation can catch up. It's a wake-up call. There's a fine line between innovation and dependency. As developers lean on AI tools for coding, are we inadvertently diminishing the very skills that built our digital world? Or worse, are we priming ourselves for colossal errors down the line? Using AI to combat this crisis sounds heroic, but what if those algorithms miss the mark? Ethical implications abound. The environmental footprint of AI tech could outpace its benefits if we aren't careful. So, as you adopt these tools, remember, questioning is key. Stay informed, stay critical. We're at a crossroads, and how we navigate this new terrain will shape our future. If you want to stay ahead of this conversation, you know what to do. Don't miss out on our next deep dive. Trust me, you'll want to see where this is all headed.